Well, hello everybody. I went through comments. Bad news going to be handed out first. I'll end the video. It's part 1. Then we'll get into part 2. The good news today and over the last series of days, all consolidated together. I did my meeting today. I went through the program. We're going to get into the bad news of that first. And then in the second video, part 2, we're going to go into all the good news so that everybody, when you're finished today, you have 2 videos, the bad news, the good news. Part 1, part 2. So I see people are logging on. Bad news, Canadians, right off the hop. I went into the U.S. presentation today, the only Canadian, absolutely the only Canadian to represent Canada. Absolutely. Biden administration there, some Republicans there, as well as UN General Assembly rep. And when I say that, people, USA is a United Nations Security Council member, 2 divisions of the UN. One's top of the food chain, the other's down here in the 6th placed Oregon, the ideas machine. Now every General Assembly member has an idea, has something they want to go forward with, but the reality is they don't make the laws, they have no authority whatsoever. UNSC will either veto it, step back and allow the General Assembly to, which usually never happens. You can look at every UN agenda ever created. When it's non-binding, that means the UNSC has shot it down, which should alert any ally in a membership of the UN that this shouldn't go forward. So the bad news, UN rep for USA gets on there. My question went up first. I got first dibs. I went out. It's public to that group, public to the Biden administration. I went right in, teeth sunk into the neck, saying, listen, Canada has a genocide problem living today. We need the Catholic Church on board. We want to go to the ICC. Will you support that? Will you go forward with it? What will USA do today? And the General Assembly rep with 0 education, obviously never read a single reality of history in his life, answered, Canada has, or USA has all kinds of things with the American Indian. They are not ones to talk. He had no idea about the civil rights wins for the American Indian. He has no idea of Crown Land Canada, 1/5 of Canada. He knows none of it. He doesn't know that American Indians have 500 times more land than the Canadian First Nations people. Unceded, ceded, that's reality. He has no clue, doesn't know anything about the world. This is a rich, spoiled, and yes, this fellow is a Democrat, strong Democrat, high up in the Biden administration. I know it's bad, everybody. It's seemingly bad, but there's a part 2 to this video. That was only one of a series. We're going to get into that, but just so you know, USA's General Assembly rep right now has no clue how Canada operates, has no clue how his own country's history has operated. He has no idea. This is, like many politicians Canadians are familiar with, like a lot of ambassadors we see around the world, these are rich, wealthy citizens who have no business being any kind of international legal system or governance whatsoever. And that is the current state of affairs of USA in the General Assembly representative, meaning lowest tier of the UN, and USA's rep on that lowest tier in the General Assembly. Probably speaks for a lot of UN representatives, wealthy elites, family friends of politicians who really don't have any business there. I promise you, this fellow could not in any way, shape, or form understand or keep up with the great minds present there at that meeting. And that is just the USA and the USA General Assembly rep today. Absolutely ignoramus, ginormous. So, second part that I know everybody's anticipating, and yes, Bill Gates. Is everybody ready? I've done 2 years of hard, serious research into nuclear proliferation, Canada's role in the world on utilizing nuclear energy. We can't compete, we can't go into it, we can't do any of it. That being said, guess where the Green New Deal officially starts? In the USA, Wyoming. Bill Gates, his financial portfolio is going full tilt into the Green New Deal. And do you know where that is? Wyoming, highly enriched nuclear reactor, advanced nuclear reactor, nothing of which has ever been seen out west before, which is tied into the entire West energy grid. Wyoming's being hit first through the Biden administration, absolutely privately funded by none other than Bill Gates. Now, this isn't illegal, everybody. America has in their Constitution, and by unanimous consensus of almost all American voting citizens of the day, they have absolutely decided America first. This was done some time ago, 20s. They refused the the pre-UN League of Nations. America unanimously, partisanly, across both aisles, shot down the League of Nations. World NWO and governance under colonialism. Every American citizen, and a vast majority, voted no to that. Created instead America first, that America will always lead the way and do its best for America first, for Americans, we the people. It's in their Constitution. Republicans and Democrats alike, no matter what they say, must follow it. President Joe Biden and his Democrats, to win the green side of politics, had to promise the Green New Deal. They had to build back better. They're doing that with highly enriched nuclear reactors, only available to 5 countries in the world, not available to Canada, meaning the new Green Deal, the new energy transition, will be 100% run at most by highly enriched nuclear reactors, advanced reactors. Russia has them. USA is now expanding on them, funded none other than by Bill Gates on the private side, to ensure that regardless of the failure of solar, regardless of the failure of hydrogen cells or hydrogen fuel cells, when I say cells, batteries, or the fuel cells themselves, to achieve those, it has to be done with none other than highly enriched uranium reactors. It was the only way to ensure America would be first. And again, only 5 countries can participate. 5 countries. Now, Premier Jason Kenney, Premier Doug Ford, Premier Higgs, Premier Moe, Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, Ontario, and absolutely Alberta, have signed all their taxpayers unilaterally. There was no consensus or opened up in legislature or presented to you, the people. No referendum. You were told you will energy transition into the Biden's Green New Deal, even though it is against the law entirely for any of those provinces to proliferate, meaning Saskatchewan, your highly enriched ore, which is already 20% enriched, that could easily power all of Canada and absolutely lead the world. You will continue to sell it for pennies on the dollar. Should we get into Alberta through Athabasca, it will be the same thing. Up into, of course, the great Northwest Territory. If you exploit that, it will go to the U.S. for pennies on the dollar to ensure America first at the tremendous expense of those 4 provinces' taxpayers. Led by Bill Gates in the private side, Wyoming is going up. Anyone who knows anything about the energy corridor from Alberta, Saskatchewan, and northern BC, this is the direct assault and destruction of that portion of great energy trade. They are transitioning to a nuclear proliferation system. Canada forbidden, absolutely. In trade, those 4 premiers have made a deal to not only destroy those industries, but to turn around and purchase low-quality, portable nuclear reactors to harvest what little left the United States will require from Canada at a tremendous discount. Because Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Bill C-48, C-69 will ensure that no industry in Canada could ever sell to anybody other than the United States. Canada will be made slave to the energy system of the United States at the people of Canada's great, tremendous expense. You will be forbidden from trading anywhere on the world stage. This is your autocratic system. First Nations, Canadians, if you don't see the problem with crown-embedded colonialism, wake up. Any country can move in, pay off your politicians, and rob you blind. Residential schools, First Nations out west, don't worry, there's good news here too. Canada, not all things are the same, but this is for the Western First Nations. Are going after today all over the news. We're going after all the names of all this Catholic. Not one government official out west. Premier Jason Kenney says, don't go too far, First Nations. Don't go too far, as in it's okay to go after the Catholics. Oh yeah, they're bad, but not the employer, not the legislators, and absolutely not any government officials. Couldn't have that. No way, Sir Bob. Let's focus solely out west, solely on the Catholic Church and their grievous wrongdoings. Don't look any further. Western First Nations. We're cutting Canada in half. Western First Nations, just target the Catholic Church. Jason Kenney's very, very proud of you today. He even had a press release that goes into that. Now, I'm sorry, everybody. This is all the terrible news. And it's absolutely terrible for not only Ontario, but it's for all of the provinces listed in energy especially. There's no Green New Deal for Canada. There is only serious financial hardship facing us. And there are 3, I repeat, 3 global financial analyst companies when it comes to your foreign debts. And when they check mark the boxes and continually degrade your credit rating, what is going to happen with the Biden Green New Deal, and Canada is unable to transition or participate? Because I'm sorry, Canadians, whomever's told you that the American government under Joe Biden is going to transition with green technology outside of nuclear, they were just fabbing you. They were suckering you. That's what's happened to you. Everybody likes this idea of a Green New World, but if you can't play in the industry or compete, where does that leave you? I can tell you there's some countries, Venezuela, Palestine, there's all kinds of countries that you can look at, or countries that don't even exist and will never exist. That is your reality. This is part 1 of 2. Stay tuned. It's a whole new face of all the great things that came forward. In spite of the bad news, there is more great news. Thank you, everybody. Share, share, share. Everything I just listed is true, 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 100% real, verifiable, and factual. No one can dismiss this stuff because it's real. It's right now. I'm giving it to you. Thank you. Goodbye.